Hey everyone, AJ here. Welcome to High Performance House Calls, where I check in with some of our automotive friends. Today I'll be FaceTiming with Troy Ladd from Hollywood Hot Rods and see what he's got going on in his shop. Hey Troy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing, AJ?
Good. Well, I'm just making some calls to some of my friends and see how you guys are doing during this lockdown.
So far so good. I mean, not gonna lie, worried about the long-term effects of all of this, but right now it's just keep moving, as we go along and getting stuff done as we should. So we got some cars that we'll be finishing and debuting as soon as this is over. That's the biggest problem is, as you know, most of what we do, they're awesome cars to drive and all of that, but it's also to show off and to show the world. I mean, there's no car shows, it's kind of hard. So luckily, I know a lot of cities are letting that come back as well. So, but we're gonna have a lot of cool cars done when we come out of this because we just have our heads down, doors closed and locked, just working away.
And I have to say, it's your work is art. So I hope people can see as you're giving us a tour around the shop. I mean, just the work you do is just stellar.
Well, let's go walk around. I can show you what we got going, and it'll be fun. And we'll leave this guy here because he apparently is self-quarantining. Yeah, he's on break. So we're gonna go and look at cars. Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Anyway, let's head down.
I love that now you have like this 2-story shop. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's fun because we can separate like kind of the showroom and all that away from actually the build area. So this is the first garage here.
Okay.
So this car here, this is probably our biggest build to date. We'll debut this at the Roadster show. This will probably also go to Battle of the Builders.
Okay.
That being said, we're gonna walk by it quick because we can talk about it and I can show details, but I'm not supposed to show like the whole car.
Okay, so we're getting just a little sneak peek, which is good enough for me because I cannot wait for SEMA and just to get out of the house and not only just see you and everybody in the automotive industry, but I'm so curious to see what everybody has been working on.
So yeah, we can't really show you the whole car, but I mean, I've been shooting details and posting detailed pictures of this car, and as you can see, like we're really proud of kind of how the engine has come out.
I mean, it's just beautiful.
And there's no interior or anything left, but there's also similar details you can see. There's a really unique shifter assembly. Just neat stuff. Again, some of the mechanical details are cool, and we're working on electrical and things, of course, now.
Now, are those 2 batteries that you have for the car?
Yeah, actually, so what we do on a car like this is those are 2 6-volt Optima batteries. We run them in series. So it's a 12-volt system, but the 6 volts are so small we can hide them places. So we've done that. We do that on lots of cars, like a lot of Roadsters and things where you can put 2 of those little guys in places that you can't put a big 12-volt.
Yeah, because a 12-volt, I mean, those are like, they to me, they feel like they weigh 100 pounds.
They do.
So to have 6 volts and just kind of distribute the weight and be able to hide them, that's actually, I've never honestly seen that before.
Yeah, that's kind of, we've kind of adopted that over the years, especially because there's so much packaging challenges in little cars like this. So yeah.
And it'll be reliable.
Yep.
It's not going to fail you.
That's right.
It's almost like, it's not that there's surprises, but it's like you just, like you said, you keep coming back and you just notice something new every time.
Right. And one of the things that we've often said here is it's very difficult to make things look so simple. And like there's a lot of, again, like you're talking about like mild colors and things like that. We really make cars look like a lot of times like should have been that way factory, like it should have been done that way, which means that there's a lot of little subtle changes that most people will never see.
So yeah, it's like less is more, which
seriously,
like you said, it takes way more work to do, but the end result is stunning.
Yeah, so for a perfect example, this is a 56 Plymouth wagon. So this is typically a pretty ugly car, like when you, in factory form, but just like the front end of the car now. So we've changed the headlight bells, we've changed the fenders, we've changed the bumpers, we've changed the grille, we've added a peak actually in the hood. We've extended the headlights and the fenders out. So there's so much work in that front end, but if you look at it, I mean, that looks pretty stock, you know, almost stock. It looks like it should have been, but better. And, you know, other things that we've done. So this whole window assembly, there used to be a door frame, and this was square. And then there was another factory pillar here. So we've removed all of the vertical pillars, cut away the door frame, turned the door into a hardtop style door with no frame, and then added this sweeping line here where there's going to be a window and a roll up. So all of that, when you look at it, I mean, most people, well, rightfully so, I've never seen a 56 Plymouth wagon before this either. But when you look at this, you're not going to realize how much redesign went into this car because it just looks better.
It looks sleek now. Almost like even though it's parked, it looks like it's moving. It's got movement to it because just the way you shaped all the metal, which is absolutely beautiful.
Just kind of streamlined because it was just a big, fat, square, clunky car.
Yeah, just like a box.
Yeah. And so, again, we try to sexify it, if that's a word. We just made that word up. Heck, it's a station wagon. Those weren't the sexiest cars to begin with. So,
yeah.
And then, so we got here, we just, you know, 66, 65 Mustang, kind of typical. But same type of idea, the kind of the less is more. We've got a lot of work into just cleaning up this car. Like, so things like this, I mean, any Mustang person's gonna know that these are usually pot metal, bolted on, there's a seam. So we handmade all of that and then mounted the headlights from behind. So it looks just like factory, but no seam and better. So just cleaner, smoother. And you can see even that we've remade the front bumper so it's narrower, tucked in, remade the front valance so there's no more gap here. Just a lot of making it the same, but better. So, and of course, modern, we can do, you know, that's a modern Coyote. So new Mustang drivetrain, old Mustang body, you know, not groundbreaking, but cool. We'll go into the next room. So I don't want to skip ahead, but actually we're talking about engines. So this is a 57 Chevy convertible, and it will get a 1,500 horsepower twin turbo Nelson racing engine. So
1,500. Okay, now this one has topped the list out of all the cars I have seen so far. That is insane.
Speaking of 36 Fords, this is this guy here. This is another one that we worked on with Eric Black. And we call it the Grand 36 or a Deluxe 36 because the concept is kind of back to classy and elegant and kind of factory. It's about 2 feet longer than an actual 36 Ford and 4 inches wider. So it's been upscaled. And the concept is, what if Ford was building a high-end luxury car to compete with, you know, Duesenberg and Delahaye and things like that. So this is an upscaled version of a 36 Ford, and we call it a Grand 36. You can kind of see that the hood is much, much longer, and the wheelbase has been stretched out because we have a 12-cylinder all-aluminum Lincoln engine for motivation for the car. And you can see, you know, talking about metalwork, we like making fancy metal. So. This will be almost entirely hand-built just because of the length and scale of it. As we go through, you can see we still need to make a door and running boards and rear fenders, so there's still a lot to go. But
have you had any customers from outside the United States?
Yes. The 36 we just looked at, he has a place in Florida as well as the UK. So he's England. Yeah, someone as far away as like Taiwan, which is really odd.
Wow.
We have Canada, we have Australia.
That's so cool that, I mean, you're internationally known, which is amazing. I mean, that's a testament to the work that you do. The fact that you have clients not just from across the United States, but from all over the world.
It's really flattering because to me, I feel like that means people respect what we do artistically. It's not just because we're capable of bending metal, it's because we can do that and we have a vision. And I always preach a different thing when we work with customers. I always tell my customers, like, I want you involved in this build process as much as you're able, and we're going to have fun doing it. Like, that's the point. It's the journey. You're paying for the journey. I've even told people, like, you want a hot rod, you can go on eBay and buy one for a third of what one of these are going to cost, but it's not going to be yours. It's not going to be something that you and I designed together and built together as a team. So that's what really gets me excited.
Yeah, because then you can tell, the customer can tell a story like, we worked and we came up, with the paint scheme, or, the engine or the interior. I mean, like you said, there's stages in building a car. So to have a customer involved, there's more of a story to tell behind it.
It is, and I mean, that should be part of the value of the car to the customer, because you got to be there, and there's only one of these, and you helped do it, and we did it together.
I mean, I have to say, you have a lot going on, so I could see how during lockdown, I mean, this lockdown hasn't affected you in a sense where you cannot say you have nothing to do, because you have clearly a shop full of amazing cars to work on.
So yeah, I mean, there's always, like, there's a whole row of, there's a 32 and a Model A and a 32 and a Model T.
All right, well, I'm so excited to have been given this virtual tour of your new shop. I hope I get to see it in person, because everything I've seen, what you showed me, has just been so cool. So I would love to take a closer peek.
Oh yeah, anytime. Yeah, we're glad to have you. So,
all right.
All right, well, thanks for calling. This has been a lot of fun.